6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news, edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The G77 plus China summit, the President emphasizes immediate reforms in the global financial structure. S. Sritharan elected the leader of the Ilankai Tamil Arasu Katchi. The police decides to trace traffic offenders in Colombo using surveillance camera systems. The police has also planned to send fine sheets to the bus owners based on CCTV footage from today. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says the Transport Ministry, with the support of the Urban Development Authority, will establish a network of sales outlets to enable consumers to purchase all types of essential consumer goods at a fair price. Government and government-approved private schools will open for the second phase of the third term on the 5th of next month. State Minister Kanaka Herath says Sri Lanka targets a fully digital transformation by the year 2030. In news overseas, Hamas still has enough munitions to continue fighting Israel for months. In sports news, Sri Lanka downs Zimbabwe by 39 runs through the DLS method. President Ranil Wickremesinghe addressed a third South Summit yesterday in Kampala, Uganda. He highlighted the numerous challenges the world faces, such as conflicts, pandemic repercussions, climate disasters and financial market uncertainties. The President also emphasized the disproportionate impact on vulnerable G77 economies. In his statement, the President stressed the urgency of reforming the global financial architecture. The President pointed out that the contemporary international debt resolution architecture is more suited for a world where the Paris Club and the London Club dominated global debt resolution. The President's media division reports that the President had expressed his dismay over the diversion of financial resources to debt services, hindering spending on essential public services and human development. He said it is impacting sustainable development goal targets. He also criticized the common framework for its inability to provide speedy debt resolution, causing delays in addressing recent sovereign debt distress in many G77 countries. Addressing climate finance, President Wickremesinghe highlighted the failure of the global financial system to meet the global South's needs for mitigating and adapting to climate change. He introduced Sri Lanka's Tropical Belt Initiative, aiming to catalyze private investments for global public goods, including biodiversity, oceans and forest resources. Expressing concern about rising protectionist tendencies in global trade, the President urged decisions to be made in multilateral forums rather than unilaterally. He emphasized the need for coordination between the G77 and BRICS to ensure the smooth efficiency of global trade and investment. Jaffna District Parliamentarian S. Sritharan has been elected as the leader of the Ilankai Tamil Arasu Katchi, ITAK, at the party election held yesterday, media sources confirmed. Mave Senadiraja had previously served as a leader of ITAK, which is a constituent party of the Tamil National Alliance, TNA. Sivagnanam Sritharan contested the 2010 parliamentary elections as one of the Tamil National Alliance Electoral Alliance's candidates in the Jaffna district and was elected to the parliament. He was re-elected at the 2015 and 2020 parliamentary elections. In a secret ballot, Sritharan received 187 votes and M.A. Amantiran obtained 137 votes. Apparently, this was the first time ITAK selected a leader for the party through an internal election. Dr. Bandula Gunawardena, the Minister of Transport, says prompt action would be made to address a traffic problem at the Athuragiriya junction. He says the public has been complaining over the issue for years, and the ministry has taken measures to address the issue. He made these remarks when he engaged in an observation visit to the area last morning. The minister also accompanied several other senior officials of the Road Development Authority and the Urban Development Authority to examine the issue. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The government and government-approved private schools will open for the second phase of the third term on the 5th of next month. Meanwhile, the Examinations Department announces a new date for the GC Advanced Level Agricultural Science papers. Accordingly, Paper 2 of the Agricultural Science paper will therefore be held on the 1st of February from 8:30 a.m. to 11:40 a.m. and paper 1 is scheduled for the same day from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. The Commissioner General of Examinations Amit Jayasundara said that admission cards for private applicants will be made to their personal address, and for school applicants, admission cards will be delivered to the respective school principals. The second phase of the third school term, which was previously scheduled to commence on February 1st, has been postponed to the 5th of February, Monday, due to the announcement of a new examination date. The police has decided to trace off offenders in Colombo, traffic offenders in particular, using the surveillance camera system. The police has also planned to send the fine sheets to the bus owners based on CCTV footage from today. Referring to the operation, the Lanka Private Bus Owners Association said they will refrain from operating buses from today. Addressing the media, chairman of the association, Gamana Vijayaratna, said that it is unfair to send the fine sheets related to the mistakes of the buses to the owner of the bus. He added the police has taken the decision without having any discussion with the bus association in this regard. It is unfair to send the fine sheets relating to the mistakes of the buses to the owner of the bus, he added. He further said that the bus owners are ready to agree to this proposal if the bus priority lane is implemented and proper arrangements are made for operating buses. Transport, Highways and Mass Media Minister Dr. Bandhana Guruvardhana said the Transport Ministry, with the support of the Urban Development Authority, is working on establishing a network of sales outlets to enable consumers to purchase all the 46 types of essential consumer goods that are exempt from VAT from one place. The minister said it is planned to construct 46 stalls each to sell the 46 types of goods exempt from VAT at selected places. He said in some instances several goods may have to be sold in one stall. The minister further said this decision had been taken that after information was reported that some politicians are propagating falsehoods that the VAT is applied even on some essential consumer goods to deceive the public, and some crooked traders are exploiting consumers by raising prices even on some goods which are exempted from the VAT increase. Accordingly, the minister said he had instructed the Transport Ministry Secretary Dr. Ranjit Rubasinghe to establish a committee consisting of directors of Road Development Authority, the Urban Development Authority, the National Television and the Lake House to identify places where VAT-free goods can be sold and to take relevant steps to establish the outlets.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
State Minister Kanaka Hera says Sri Lanka targets a fully digital transformation by the year 2030. The minister emphasized the need to move beyond simply digitizing processes to complete organizational overhauls driven by technology. The minister said the digital transformation aims to propel Sri Lanka to the global stage. The minister also highlighted that the leveraging is a strategic location and thriving service sector. He added, the education, health, tourism and agri-tourism areas are identified as promising avenues for growth. The manufacturing sector will also target niche markets through exports of value-added products. Speaking at the Chartered Institute of Marketing CIMCXO conference in Colombo, the State Minister urged marketers to embrace a digital wave or risk being swept away. He also said Sri Lanka's digital transformation journey presents immense opportunities and also challenges. He added it can be done by embracing technology, investing in its people and fostering collaboration. He stated the path forward is clear and the island nation is determined to seize the digital future.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The National Dengue Control Unit says that 3 dengue deaths were reported in the past 20 days of this year. According to the unit official reports, the number of dengue cases reported daily has increased to 347. The total number of dengue patients identified so far this year is 7,299. The highest numbers of patients are reported from the Western Province. This number stands at 2,401. The National Dengue Control Unit requests the public to be vigilant over the issue and take maximum efforts to clean and keep office and resident premises free of mosquitoes.
Coming up, World News.
In world news headlines, Hamas still has enough munitions to continue fighting Israel for months. Ukraine drone strike hits Russia gas terminal, Ukrainian media outlet says. DeSantis suspends campaign for Republican presidential nomination. A major newspaper in the United States says U.S. intelligence agencies estimate that the Palestinian group Hamas still has enough munitions to continue striking Israel and Israeli forces in Gaza for months. The Wall Street Journal published an article about the estimate on Sunday. The story says the U.S. also estimates that Hamas had up to 30,000 fighters before the war, with 20 to 30% of them killed by Israeli forces after the fighting began. The article says the toll falls short so far of Israel's goal of destroying the group and shows its resilience. A Ukrainian security agency has reportedly conducted a drone strike on a gas company facility at a Baltic seaport in Russia, while a Moscow-installed official in Ukraine's eastern region of Donetsk says a Ukrainian attack has caused civilian casualties. The governor of Russia's northwestern region of Leningrad said on Sunday that a fire broke out at the facility of a major Russian private sector gas firm Novatek. A Russian media outlet reports that 2 drones pounded the facility. U.S. presidential candidate Ron DeSantis says he is suspending his campaign for the Republican presidential nomination. The Florida governor made the announcement in a social media video on Sunday. DeSantis endorsed former U.S. President Donald Trump. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Hamas still has enough munitions to continue fighting Israel for months. Ukraine drone strike hits Russia gas terminal, Ukrainian media outlet says. DeSantis suspends campaign for Republican presidential nomination.
Development news.
Sri Lankan Airlines has acquired and added another brand new A332-43 Airbus type aircraft to its fleet on a lease basis and brought it to the Kattanayake airport. This new aircraft is manufactured in France, arrived at the Kattanayake airport on the 16th of January, and according to the number of aircraft owned by Sri Lankan Airlines has increased to 23. This wide-body aircraft has 22 business class seats and 240 economy class seats and is powered by 2 engines. This new flight departed from the Kattanayake airport on the 17th of January, UL 563 to Paris, France. The arrival of this new aircraft is expected to stop flight delays and cancellations that Sri Lankan Airlines faced last year.
Moving on with sports news.
Sri Lanka defeated Zimbabwe by 39 runs DLS in a rain-affected 22-over match during their Group C the World Cup in South Africa yesterday. With Zimbabwe's target reduced from 204 to 129, they were bowled out for 89 runs. The Lankan bowling attack led by Malsha Tharupati, Vishwa Lahiru and Ravishan Perera efficiently dismantled the opposition in 21.1 overs. Zimbabwean skipper Matthew Shonkin winning the toss elected to bowl first against Sri Lanka. Shonkin added that his side had a variety of spin and pace options to look forward. Cole Eckstein backed that call with a wicket in his very first over, dismissing Vishen Halamge for a 3-ball duck. In the 4th over, Anesu Kamiruvo removed the other opener, Pulindu Perera, putting Sri Lanka in a precarious position.
Go ekak tiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's total tea production increased in 2023 by 4.54 million kilograms to 256.4 million kilograms as compared to 251.5 million kilograms in 2022. High, medium and low grounds witnessed an increase in volume when compared to the corresponding period in 2022. Furthermore, the CTC high and medium categories experienced a rise in volume, whereas the low grown category witnessed a decline when compared to the corresponding period in 2022.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news, Sri Lanka's economic indicators show a steady recovery after the IMF deal in March 2023, the completion of domestic debt restructuring. In September 2023, decelerating inflation and several other indicators, states the first capital fixed income report. GOR, or Gross Official Reserves, for 2023 closed at $4.4 billion USDs, aligning with our expectation of $4.5 billion USDs, largely aided by the multilateral funding which came through in December 2023.
Weather report.
The Met Department says a few showers may occur in the eastern and Nuba provinces. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the western Sabaragan and central provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts after 4 p.m. today. Mainly fair weather will prevail in the other areas of the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in Sabaragan and central provinces and the Gala and Mathura districts during the morning. This weather report was issued at 4:30 a.m. Further details can be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was with the report. Now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The G77 plus China summit, the President emphasizes immediate reforms in the global financial structure. S. Sritharan elected the leader of the Ilankai Tamil Arasakatchi. The police decides to trace traffic offenders in Colombo using surveillance camera systems. The police has also planned to send fine sheets to bus owners based on CCTV footage from today. Minister Dr. Bandhu Guruvardhan says the Transport Ministry, with the support of the Urban Development Authority, will establish a network of sales outlets to enable consumers to purchase all types of essential consumer goods at a fair price. The government and government-approved private schools will open for the second phase of the third term on the 5th of next month. The State Minister, Kanakaherat, says Sri Lanka targets a fully digital transformation by the year 2030. In news overseas, Hamas still has enough munitions to continue fighting in Israel for months. In sports, Sri Lanka down Zimbabwe by 39 runs through the DLS method. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to your host as always on a Monday morning, Sharifa Tahir, on the other side, eagerly waiting to take over once again to keep our dear listeners in great company. As always, over to you, Sharifa, all bright, chirpy and spiritual this Monday morning.